What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. What we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Rania Saleh is a first-gen American. She was born in Virginia. Her parents are Palestinian and lived in Falls Church, Virginia when they first came to the U.S. She spent her childhood in Jordan before coming back to America when she was 15. Rania attended American University on a full-ride scholarship and graduated in 2022 with a degree in public health. After struggling with job security and her health, she's decided to pack up her entire life and leave the U.S. for good.
I graduated, immediately started working, but I have lupus, so my go was kind of forcibly stopped. I had to quit my job just because my lupus was getting really bad, and I worked with a lot of lupus patients, and that was really affecting my mental health.
The United States is kind of the hub of autoimmune disorders. There were 10 many years ago, and just in America, we've developed over 100 kinds.
She shared her story of living with an autoimmune disease on TikTok, and it drew over 2.5 million viewers.
Guys, I kid you not. I went to my rheumatologist today.
He was anticipating that a lot of my stress would go away when I move abroad, and therefore my lupus would get better, and also the quality of food.
He kept saying, "I'm so happy for you, I'm so happy for you."
Even with her degree.
Pause. The quality of food. The doctor slid in that food could probably be the reason it's triggering her lupus. That's wild
And
business.
stress levels.
Oh yeah, definitely stress levels. Because American working class can definitely be a weight on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It can definitely be hard sometimes. But that's crazy to move abroad. And then to recommend that the food can also be a trigger for you.
Right. No, but just to have lupus and she worked with lupus patients, I know that wears on her mental health. Like, if y'all know the things that people who have lupus deal with on a regular basis, OMG.
Yeah. But bless her heart, because
Bless her
basically
heart.
saying that I have this and I want people to get better because I feel I'm in an area where I understand their pain. I understand what they're going through. So she was in a perfect field to help folk. But at the same time, her issues was becoming more severe to her work class. So, wow.
In certifications, Rania said she couldn't land a professional job.
Here I am, unemployed, pursuing my master's. I have many certificates aside from my bachelor's degree, and I can't even land like an administrative position.
What made you realize you needed to leave?
I think the past 5 months where I hit 500 job applications, I got so depressed because I blamed myself. I felt valueless. I felt like my existence didn't matter. You know, one day I was just speaking to my father, and he actually suggested, he's like, "You're not stuck there. You know that, right?"
So where are you going, and when will you be moving?
So I am moving next week. I'm going to end up in Qatar. I have my sister there. She moved there a few years ago from London, and her life got so much better. She's very happy, very financially stable, and so it just seemed like the perfect option. It checked all my boxes.
Rania says it was hard to make ends meet in DC.
Rent is always a huge stressor. My car payments. On a day-to-day, it looks like your friend's asking you out to eat, and you say, "Actually, I can't." It's going to the grocery store and looking for the deals.
Though inflation
Looking
shows
for the
signs of
deals, coming up and out the coupon.
Listen.
That's a real life story for real.
For real. For a lot of people.
For a lot of folk, man. Hey, so
Especially
here it is
now.
though. But here it is though. College graduate, buku degrees underneath her belt, 500 plus applications. You know how many people have the same story? Exactly.
Which is why,
Literally.
plan B.
Literally, that's the story for a lot of Americans. You go to college and they tell you going to get your dream job after that. But look at her story, and it's obviously the same for a lot of people. That ain't tight. That ain't tight.
Food prices went up 3.3% from May 2023 to May 2024, according to the USDA. Rent has steadily increased since the pandemic. One study by the New York Fed estimates that Gen Zers on average have about $21,000 of student debt. And we just aren't working with the same setup as our parents and grandparents. Incomes have not kept up with home prices.
The American dream as a promise that if you as an individual work hard and you will put all your efforts into making it out in the United States, the outcome is guaranteed. Well, that's not the case. Almost 20% of all immigrants around the world are in the United States.
Batalova says the exact number of Americans living abroad is hard to pin down, but the UN estimates that almost 3 million Americans live in other countries, which is an increase of over 1.2 million people since the 90s. Rania says she'll be keeping her American citizenship.
The 90s, when we look back on the 90s, knowing that our relatives own homes, cars, all these different businesses, right, baby, that looks like what we wanted. Now, it's even harder. Yeah. I hear a lot of millennials say that they don't know if they're going to be able to buy a house, you know, because of how things are. So
yeah, and then the working class or whatnot, the job that they have right now on the market don't even amount to what rent is. And it's weird because it's not just rent that they're fighting to pay, it's food they're trying to actually buy. On top of that, people's lunchboxes be looking empty.
Right, and we have social services, and a lot of the working class get denied.
And that's the crazy part because that's the curve they want you to go down. They want you to hit that curve on the road and
so
go right back
down
to them so they can, it's like a hamster wheel. They want you to cycle through that. They really want you to branch off and do you like she's doing right here in this video.
Right.
She will continue to pay taxes, but while she still has the right to vote, she's not planning on it.
I think American politics
you know what?
is a joke. Even if I had stayed, I wouldn't have voted in that election either. I think we're seeing that no matter which party is in power, no matter which face it is, it's kind of the same system.
Do you think there are any rights that you'll be giving up once you move to Qatar?
For that.
On the outside, it might seem like I am giving up my right to the democracy to that.
I said I was going to zip it, but I'm going to just say this.
What you got?
Voting is very, very, very important. If you have the right to vote, vote. And vote in your best interest. Yours. Not hearsay. Your best interest. Read the policies. Read what they planning to do. Okay?
Yeah. Read
voting
is crucial.
Is very important. Because there's people who cannot vote and wish they could have a vote.
Yeah, especially all people that's been locked up, they come out and they can't have no say so what, you know, the system is still doing to people who are being wrongfully incarcerated, you know. But that's a different story.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but you know.
Felonies can't vote, but
I mean it's
felons.
Yeah.
Not felonies, but continue. Ooh.
I have the freedom to say whatever I want, to do whatever I want. I think we have the illusion of freedom in America. I am going to a semi-conservative monarchy. That being said, I am happy to give up my right to vote as a trade for a significantly better quality of life.
But at the same time, you know, though she may not want to do the whole voting situation, like you said, have it to where you understand and you read what's going on and who's putting what in place so they can get certain things done. Just have an organized vote. Find some friends that all have the same like-minded, you know, mindset as you. That way y'all can go up in there and y'all can powerhouse the voting box. That way y'all can know for sure that what we ask for can potentially be a thing, you know. Numbers are powerful. So maybe if she just thought about it like that in that perspective, because, yeah, voting is important. It wouldn't be there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So lucky and privileged, and I will repeat this because I know a lot of people don't have the opportunity to just pick up and go. I do.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, facts, man. We're going to stop right there. Make sure you guys check it out. So she did say something I want to comment on. She said that freedom is an illusion. And I think to that part, it's about perspective, you know, how you wanting to choose. I remember like when I had our firstborn, you told me, pick your battles. Because everything they do is going to be whiny at some point in their life. You know, they're children, they're babies, they're toddlers, they're going to drop, they're going to fall, they're going to roll. But pick your battles. And I feel like with that illusion statement in life, if you pick your battles, then you won't have to worry about the stress on these different things that you're going through in life. Because you're actually choosing how you want to handle it instead of looking at it and being like, oh, that's an end all be all situation right there. You know, so.
Yeah, so that was an interesting story.
Facts, yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed it with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.